Isaac and his mother lived alone in a small house on a hill. Isaac kept to himself, drawing pictures and playing with his toys as his mom watched Christian broadcasts on the television. Life was simple, and they were both happy. That was until the day Isaac's mom heard a voice from above. "Your son has become corrupted by sin. He needs to be saved." "I will do my best to save him, my lord," Isaac's mother replied, rushing into Isaac's room, removing all that was evil from his life. Again the voice called to her. "Isaac's soul is still corrupt. He needs to be cut off from all that is evil in this world and confess his sins." "I will follow your instructions, Lord. I have faith in thee," Isaac's mother replied, as she locked Isaac in his room, away from the evils of the world. One last time, Isaac's mom heard the voice of God calling to her. "You've done as I've asked, but I still question your devotion to me. To prove your faith, I will ask one more thing of you." "Yes, Lord, anything," Isaac's mother begged. "To prove your love and devotion, I require a sacrifice. Your son Isaac will be this sacrifice. Go into his room and end his life as an offering to me to prove you love me above all else." "Yes, Lord," she replied, grabbing a butcher's knife from the kitchen. Isaac, watching through a crack in his door, trembled in fear. Scrambling around his room to find a hiding place, he noticed a trapdoor to the basement hidden under his rug. Without hesitation, he flung open the hatch, just as his mother burst through his door and threw himself down into the unknown depths below.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Binding of Isaac. This is a randomly generated, really fun game. I've got nearly 70 hours on it, but I reset my stats. As you can see, I've got absolutely nothing on here. But my friend No Slave, he just started up on YouTube. Well, that's his YouTube name, not his real name. He's got nearly 200 hours on this game, which is crazy, but he hasn't actually finished any of the... Well, he's finished some, but nowhere near all of the challenges. So there's a lot of things you can do in this game. There's different characters, which you unlock through certain ways. Passing on 2 treasure rooms, collecting 7 or more heart containers, getting 55 pennies or more in one run. Okay, so let's start as Isaac, who's the only person we can be. It's quite simple controls. You have bombs, which you drop by pressing Shift or E. Those blow up rocks. You shoot tears. I use the arrow keys instead of the mouse. It's a lot easier. Sorry if you can hear my keyboard, but I can't do too much about that. But so yeah, here you see monsters just roaming around like TNT barrels, which you blow up. And at the top where you've got your health, in these sort of floors, this is a cellar. When you spawn, you can either spawn in the cellar or the basement. Basement's slightly easier, but there's not too much difference. And yeah, these will do like half a heart of damage. So at the top where you've got the heart, you'll only lose half a heart. This is kind of useless on this floor. That gives you infinite keys just for this floor. But on this floor, so I could go into the shop here, and I can buy a spirit heart for 3 cents. But the item room, usually you need a key to get into it, but on the first floor it's always just open like a normal door, just so you can get started easily. Okay, that went well. I really hate those monsters. I'm not sure exactly what their name are, but they're just annoying. You can see that I can't pick up this half a red heart because I've only got 3 containers, which is what Isaac spawns with. But you can get more along the way by collecting certain items from these item rooms. This gave me a deck of cards, and I can use it every now and again to get a card. This one was Judgment. That spawns this little... I know, it either spawns a demon baby or this orphan. who, if you pay money to, they'll pay out with items, which is really good because you can get deal with the devils, which I'll explain in a sec. If you, well, once you've used them, or you can get free deal with the devil items. Because with deal with the devils, if you take red heart damage on the floor, you usually don't get one. But if you only take spirit heart damage or no damage, and as you can see by my health, I've just got one grey heart. That's a spirit heart. That doesn't count as red heart damage. So if you only take damage like on spirit hearts, you'll get a deal with the devil. Well, there's a chance. And in there, it'll be you can trade your red heart containers for health. Well, not health. That's stupid. For well, items. Some will be flight. There'll be tears up, damage ups, and usually they're worth it if you have the health to spare. So with the judgment card, because when you play something like the judgment card, I can give them money, or one of the machines, when they pay out with an item, it pulls from a pool of items. So there's a certain item kind of pool. There's deal with the devils. There's certain items you'll get. In the secret room, which I would look for, but I don't have a bomb, there's certain items. So all of them become useful. See, I can't get in yet because I need a key. And also I picked up well, that was kind of stupid of me. But hopefully that bomb will just kill them. That tinted rock blew up. Ooh, see, that's a eternal heart. With those, you can take them, and if you leave the floor still with them, you'll get a free extra health up, technically. Like I picked up breakfast, I believe, from defeating the boss. So now I've got 4 hearts, and so that'll do the same. But if you get hit while you have it, you'll lose a heart. Well, you'll just lose it. So if you just wait until the very end to pick it up, it's good to have. It's a really lucky drop, because obviously that's just pure luck. I'm kind of annoyed I took damage, but the bombs are nice to have because of these tinted rocks, because they drop soul hearts, bombs, keys. That's great because I can get in here now. But they also drop something that you always want, which is small rock, and it's just an item that gives you a high, or fairly high damage, and it's a bit of a speed down. Okay, so I believe this is Forever Alone. Yeah, this is an attack fly. It just orbits you at a distance, but you can use it to damage things if you use it well. I'm just gonna try to demonstrate it on this. It's quite risky, but see, just like that. So it's also it's a extra bit of protection, because you can just use it like that to defend yourself if you want to hide behind rocks or something. Okay, so we're in the cellar 2. Because I've started again, we'll only be able to go to to Mom, which is the first boss. So that's a blood bank there. How much health is in this room over here? And you can get rid of your red hearts for spirit heart, not for spirit hearts, for money. But there's a chance, I think it's 1 in 16, that each time you play it'll pay out with a blood bag, which is a full health and health up. So I'm gonna play it because I got some spirit hearts, and the extra money will help me with the judgment card. So that's nice. These little nubs, they spawn spiders. Some spawn, well, they don't spawn, but they shoot out these green balls that explode. Okay, I'll go back and play this twice more. And this game is very strategic. There's a lot you can do right and a lot you can do wrong. You see, this paid out with the IV bag. That's similar to the blood bag. Well, no, not really. It's the opposite payout you can get. There's I think it's 50-50% chance. If not, there's more of a chance of getting the IV bag. But that's just like a portable blood bank. So you just can use that as a spacebar item. You can see I've got a deck of cards, which means every couple of rooms, when it charges up, I'll be able to give myself a new tarot card. And they can include things that take you to deal with devils. They can like double your. Well, say you've got 4 red heart containers and you've only got 2 health. You can double your health, so you go back to full health pretty much. Okay, the Widow. This is quite an easy boss. I never really struggled too much against it, which is probably just jinxed the whole thing. As you can see, the attack fly is very good against bosses that like still for quite a while. Just as they pretty much melt the boss. There's a different type of fly called Distant Admiration, which is much closer to you, so it's more dangerous to use, but it does a lot more damage. But it seems to be a lot rarer to drop. I'm not sure if it's a special item or not, but I prefer that, if I'm honest, just because of the high damage. Radioactive spiders appeared in the basement. See, as you go along, you'll get new items. Okay, so I've now got full health, and I've got 10 cents. See, if I go into here, this is a deal with the devil. I could pay hearts for these, and I will. This is the pact. It's a damage and shot speed up, and it gives you 2 spirit hearts for 2 hearts. Okay, good. See, look, I used my judgment card, and it spawned this orphan who accepts money and pays out with items. But because I spawned him in the deal with the devil room, he should pay out with a deal or a devil room item. This is Sister Maggie. It's not the best, but it could be worse. And Sister Maggie, I believe, shoots. It's a familiar at first. It follows you around and shoots when you shoot. But I think it does damage double to your own, which I know it can be very useful, especially when you're in tight situations and you just need that bit of extra damage. These are charges. At first I thought they were different ones that just shoot, which have a little bit less health, but I was wrong. And these do 1 heart of damage each time you get hit by them, which is just horrible. I really hate them because they're usually not the easiest thing to dodge either. Okay, I really would like that tinted rock just there, the one at the bottom of the middle, but the only way to get to it is if I could fly, really. Tower card, that's I might as well use it. It's going to drop some bombs around. I was just wondering if it would somehow make, like, if a bomb spawned in there, it could have blown them up and made a path for me across. So the one on the red, the one on the red. Sorry, my tongue's obviously not woken up yet. Anyway, the head on the left just kind of slowly moves around and shoots out at you, when the head on the right, that just stays close to you, and when it's and if it touches you, it does damage, but also when you destroy it, it shoots out in all 4 directions, and those shots damage you. Luckily, the most damage you can take at a time is 1 heart, and then you get a bit of invincibility. Most things will do half a heart until you get to past Mom, but that takes a little while. It's just quite easy. In that item room was Dead Sea Scroll. It's not the worst item. It just does a random effect of I'm not sure exactly what it does, but it does a random effect of an item in the game. And that time it did Bob's Rotten Head, which is like a free bomb kind of item. I placed a bomb there just to look for the secret room, because they're usually joined to 3 other rooms. Anyway, and that room there, that's a sacrifice room, where you take half a heart, well, depending on what floor you're on, but on most floors you'll just take half a heart when you walk in and half a heart when you walk out. But they can include deal with the devil items, and they're usually worth it. And they can have, the chests in there have spirit hearts in, so sometimes you make a loss like I did then, because they were just 2 spiders. But other times you can come out high and mighty with, I know, like the pact I could have got in there for free if I was that lucky. Because this game is mainly, I know, there's a bit of skill when it comes down to the dodging and what to take, but it does mainly come down to luck. So I got the Empress card. I believe that'll just spawn, yeah, oh no, sorry, it was the other one. There's the Empress and the High Priestess. I'm never sure which one's which. So the Empress one turns you into Whore of Babylon mode, which is a damage and speed up, I believe. And then the other one brings down Mom's foot to hit a enemy in the room, but usually if you use another boss room, it hits the boss, and there's usually only one. This boss is the Fallen. I really don't like him, but I always seem to take a lot of damage, but he drops a deal with the devil item, which is really good, because that is Brimstone. Brimstone's the item that loads of people think is game winning. I do not, because I don't know, depending on your state, it does a lot of damage. As you can see, it's like a massive laser beam. But it usually costs hearts to get, which puts you at a disadvantage. And because it takes so long to charge, you have to be very good at dodging. Also on the left, I picked up something called the Flat Penny, and that's I'm not sure what chance. I think it's just 25% chance, maybe 50. That when you pick up a coin, it'll drop a key as well, which is very useful when you're looking for keys to go to secret rooms or shop. It's not item rooms or shops. As you can see, I bombed into the secret room there. There were 2 locations where it could have been. At least I think there were. So I got fairly lucky because I had 2 bombs. So there's a good chance I was going to find it. And I had the one up there. As you can see, I just got lots of keys. And that pretty much it respawns you with the items you have. And the say I've got 3 red heart containers full at the moment. It'll respawn me with those full, but it won't respawn me with the spirit heart I have. That's kind of annoying. Now I've got to backtrack slightly. I'm not even going to bother with that card. I don't think it's really worth it. Here, Bloodlust. That's well, when you it gives you a cool headband. That's one thing it does. But when you kill an enemy, you gain rage, and the more enemies you kill, the more damage you do. So let's keep going. I do like the item, and it is a special item, which means that other special items in the pool are less likely to appear. But non-special items, like there's one called Polyphemus, which is just a massive damage up, and it's one of my favorite items in the game. That's not special for some reason, so there's a high chance of that appearing, or a higher chance. So unfortunately I took damage from one of the flies that I just couldn't dodge. But I'm getting keys everywhere. Okay, this is Super Pride, which is just a horrible boss. And I'm doing a technique called Brim Snapping. It's kind of a glitch, but all you need to do is you just spam the key once you've charged up in the direction you want to fire. And it manages... Oh, I'm such an idiot. I barely ever fight Super Pride. The left hand has appeared in the basement. That's a trinket, which I'm tempted to take. It turns all chests into the red chests that you find in sacrifice rooms, which means there's a chance for you to find guppy items, and those are like, well, guppy's this cat pretty much, and it's just when you get all 3 guppy items, so that could be guppy's tail, guppy's paw, guppy's head. There was guppy's paw in the Deal with the Devil room earlier that you might have seen. And if you take all 3 of those, you turn into this cat who has flight, and when you hit something with a boss with your tears, it spawns these kamikaze flies, which do double your damage, I believe, or at least more than your damage. So the Spelunker. That's a hat that lets you see where the secret room is. Okay, see, that's another guppy item, 9 lives. It gives you 9 lives, but it spawns you with 1 heart, which is not the nicest thing. I'm tempted to take the package just because it's a damage up, and I probably will. I unlocked Eve. That's for taking 2 Deal with the Devils, and the Dead Bird, because that's what Eve spawns with. That's Whore of Babylon. See, it's quite easy to unlock some items, but others are very difficult to unlock. There's a red chest. It's always worth looking in them, I think, but that's a mob trap room, where if you take what's in there, mobs will spawn in waves. That was a teleport, I believe. The hermit spawn. What does the hermit do? I can never remember. I think it takes me into the shop. Well, we can try. It's either that or the secret room. It's the shop it takes me into. So I would like to buy that. It's the trinket purse, but it doesn't look like I can. The trinket purse allows you to carry more than 1 trinket, or 2. So if I had the left hand, which I do, and then I had the flat penny, I think was the other trinket I had, it would let me carry both of them, so I could have both of their effects at once. I'll get this card. I was planning on going into that sacrifice room, but it will take me down to just having 2 hearts, which is very risky. But as you can see, there's a little stats thing here. So I've got full damage. My range, it says is bad, but it's actually the whole screen. And my fire rate is fairly good, which I like, because with Brimstone you want to charge up as quickly as you can. So let's move on to the next floor. So the first 2 floors we were in were the caves, I believe. No, we were in the cellar first, I'm pretty sure. And this is Caves 2, so the next floor would either be the Depths or Necropolis. I want to hope for the Depths, because that's much nicer than Necropolis. Necropolis has tougher, okay, it's the Depths, tougher enemies in. Well, they're both similar, but it's just slightly harder in Necropolis, which is why most people want the Depths. Okay, so those enemies, they kind of have 2 lives almost, as you can knock them down, and then if you don't kill them while they're down, kind of a bad way to fight, just beat someone while they're down. But if you, oh, I'm surprised that didn't hit me. The Lover's card or the Tower? I'll take the Lover's card. That gives me 2 hearts, so if I'm on low health I can just use that and gain some health. So now to kill these, another key. I don't really need keys at the moment, but I'm sure it's just nice to have. Okay, so let's try to find our item room quickly. These maps, like each floor, the maps get slightly bigger, so eventually there'll be loads of dead ends and it's difficult. And there are ways to remedy that by getting like the compass in the map. Which together, it's like, it shows you the whole map. The compass shows you the location of of like main rooms, like it'll show you where the boss room is, where the item room is, things like that. Shoop da whoop. I'm tempted to take that, just because it fires a big laser like that, which is similar to my Brimstone, but it's just some extra damage. And tarot cards aren't that great, so, ooh, nearly took that. Yeah, I'll keep that. So, time to... Ah, there's the item room, nice. Okay, I'm just gonna let this... I don't know, blood I guess it is, fade, brain juices. Guppy's head, that's even better item. That spawn, each time you use it, it charges every room, but it spawns these kamikaze flies, which are the flies that do double your damage. So with Brimstone, that means they should be doing a lot of damage. And because it charges every room, it's very just nice to have. So you can just go into the boss room with some extra damage straight away. Okay, so if I could get a health up, that would be very nice, as I'm only on 2. Oh, I nearly got hit there. I'm not sure what saved me, I think it was the flies. Some more bombs, that's nice. We could look for the secret room, which I probably will do. As you can see, the flies just wreck pretty much everything in their path. Just use them to... That's a champion version. Any coloured versions of these monsters are champion versions, which means they have a chance to drop something. I'm not sure if it's they have to drop something, but they definitely have a chance. Okay, Loki and Pokey. That's the little thing sliding around, which is annoying just because it manages to hunt you down and get you while you're busy looking. Okay, range up is not really good, seeing that I have infinite range. I'll go in here, there's nothing I want. Well, I would have liked Spirit of the Night, but due to my health, I'm not going to take it, because I'll be just down to half a Spirit Heart. Okay, there's 2 locations, I believe, for the secret room. Hopefully it has raw liver in, which is a 2 health up. It has a Yonk, though, and that, when you die, it respawns you with 3 Spirit Hearts in Blue Baby mode, which is a character you can unlock. But the mode gives you quite a high damage multiplier, but you can't get health upgrades, you can only use Spirit Hearts, and a health upgrade will just give you 1 Spirit Heart. But there's items that help, because there's like the Mitre, which gives you a 50% chance, I think, that any heart drops will be Spirit Hearts. And you can also get things like the Relic, which is every 5 rooms, I think. Spirit Heart is dropped by it. So Blue Baby runs are sometimes very fun, but they're also very challenging. Okay, this room, I know, I thought it would be tougher, just because I didn't kill all those spiders at first, but it seemed to go well. The flies are really helping me. Okay, I'm on Necropolis now, which means that the boss is going to be Mom. It's going to be as far as we can get for now, so I better try to get some health ups. In his greed, there's a 50% chance when you've got on some floors that it's greed. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't played this game enough. If you want to find out more stats, just look at my friend's channel. I'll put a link to in the description for him, because he should be uploading fairly soon, and he obviously by playing a lot more than me. He knows a lot more than me. And also look at a YouTube channel called Biznap. He somehow knows everything to do with this game. Okay, 22 cents. This guy could pay out with a health up. So you can kind of sneak past spikes, because they do 1 heart of damage usually. But if you go through the corner, you can just sneak past. He dropped the battery, which isn't very helpful. That's 9 volt. No, the battery. And that's Bomb Friend. Okay, neither of those are useful. But anyway, so I guess we should go into the battle. We got our Lover's card to give us some health. Okay, you can see that we're shredding Mom's health away. But we can only take 3 hits. Unless we use the Lover card quite well. And it looks like she's down to... Oh. Don't want anything to... Oh, that's close. Okay, we've nearly done this. We can do it. Just use the Lover's card in case we do get hit. We can pick up those hearts. Okay, we can take... Oh, there we go.
Was cornered. His mother, fueled with the desire to serve her God, was bearing down on Isaac. I will do as I'm told, my lord. I love you above all else, Isaac's mother repeated to herself. This was the end of the line for Isaac. His mother was far too strong for him. But just as he accepted his fate, God intervened, sending an angel down from above to stop his mother's hand. And just like that, it was over.
Okay, well, thanks for watching. As you can see, the first run back went very well as we beat Mom, which sometimes just doesn't happen when I've got all the items unlocked. As you can see, these are the proper names for all the many monsters and enemies in this game. Well, thanks for watching. Make sure you tell your friends if you enjoyed and subscribe so we can help the channel grow. And see you next episode.